few minutes really quickly to go over the AL MVP race between Cabrera and Mike Trout over the last few days. Ever since I came out that Cabrera won, I've heard about 1,000 people debating this. I've received a bunch of emails, a bunch of YouTube comments asking who I think should have won and why. So I'll take a few minutes today. I'll go over both candidates, give reasons why both could have won or should have won, and then at the end I'll say who I believe should have won, or if Cabrera was the right decision. So I'm going to go over a bunch of stats and facts. Hopefully I get them all right. I'm basically just going over what I've seen over the last few days. I don't have it written down, so if I mess up, please don't yell at me. I didn't mean it. So first we'll start off with Cabrera, some of the things he did and some of the reasons why he won. First off, the biggest one, in my opinion, is the Triple Crown. Hadn't been done since 1967, I think it was. He led the league in batting average, home runs, and RBIs. Obviously, a feat that hadn't been done in so long. That's going to give him probably a little bit of an advantage, especially against a lot of the writers and more old school statistic type of guys. That's obviously going to give him a big advantage. Also, he had better slugging percentage and OPS than Trout did. So basically drove the ball a little bit better, hit for a higher slugging percentage, drove in more runs, all that good stuff. Another reason why I think he probably got the nod was in the last month of the season. He hit .333 with, I think it was 11 home runs. So down the stretch when I think it was the White Sox that were leading that division, the Tigers came from behind, and obviously Cabrera was one of the main reasons. He was in the middle of the order, and he had an unbelievable September. Also, he played a full season, so I don't know how many games he missed. I think he only might have missed a couple games the entire year. So he was there basically the whole season. He hits in the middle of the order, and you know he's a name guy that he's done it for so long. So everyone knows Miguel Cabrera is a great hitter, great run producer. You put the Triple Crown on top of that, and that's why I think a lot of people voted for him. So now let's go over to Mike Trout real quick. So obviously Trout didn't win the Triple Crown. His batting average was basically just below Cabrera's, very, very close. Didn't hit for as many home runs. I think he hit 30 instead of 44, and obviously didn't drive in as many runs. He's a leadoff hitter though, so he's not going to have the opportunity. His opportunity or his job more is to get on base and score more runs, which he did more than Cabrera did. Stolen base is a big thing, obviously, for Trout. I think he had 49 stolen bags out of 54 attempts. So even though the stolen base over the last few years is kind of seen as not as important, when you steal 49 out of 54, you're barely ever getting thrown out. So it gives your team a huge advantage. Basically, he's almost hitting 49 more doubles than singles. Basically, he's turning singles into doubles 4 more times during the season, so he only got thrown out 5 times, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. Secondly, or thirdly, I don't remember what number I'm on. Defensively, he plays center field, which is considered a premier position over third base. But Cabrera is probably not even really a third baseman. He's probably more of a first baseman, but had to move over because Fielder came over. So this kind of hurts Cabrera a little bit. He's not an elite defender. He's not even a good defender. But he probably should be playing first base. He probably shouldn't be playing third. He's huge. Trout, on the other hand, is played one of the best center fields in the league. He flies. He's got a good arm. He's hit a bunch of runs. You saw basically every night on SportsCenter he's making a Gold Glove type play, or web gem, I should say, robbing home runs. So defensively, he saved a ton of runs for the Angels. And when it comes to a lot of the other stats, Trout also missed a month, which I think personally hurt him. Some people look at that I've talked to and said, well, he missed a month. Can you just imagine what he would have done if he played another month? He would hit more home runs and more this and more that. That is true. He would have probably had better numbers. But Cabrera did it for the entire season. Trout didn't. Even though it wasn't his decision, they wouldn't bring him up. I think that hurts him a little bit, instead of where some people think it helps him, showing that he would have done even better. I think it hurts him just because baseball writers and baseball guys like when you can do something the entire year. Even though it's not Trout's fault, he probably should have been up there to begin the season. He just wasn't. They wanted to keep him in AAA a little bit longer. But I think that hurt him a little bit. So basically what we have here is defensively, Trout's probably a lot better. Offensively, even though Cabrera won the Triple Crown, it's not like Trout was terrible offensively. He still put up some pretty damn good numbers, especially for a rookie. So I think I basically got all the stats all finished. And then what it comes down to, who I would have selected, I personally don't know who I would have selected. I think if I had to select, I would have gone with Cabrera, even though people say Trout had a far, far better year. But it was a coin flip. I'm really not disappointed either way. If Cabrera won, I can see why people gave it to Cabrera, but also should have gave it to Trout. If Trout had won, I wouldn't have flipped out that Cabrera didn't win, because they both had unbelievable seasons. They both deserved to win. And I think some people, at least over the last few days, people are either super pissed. They're so mad that Trout, because it's unbelievable that Trout didn't win because, you know, he did this and this and this. I don't think that's the case. I don't think you can get super mad that Trout didn't win. And if Trout did win, I don't think if you're a Cabrera fan that you could have gotten super mad that Cabrera didn't win. I think they both did a little bit different things to help their team. In the end, they're both extremely valuable. I think what put it over the edge, what really got Cabrera to win, and he won by a decent amount, was the Triple Crown, because it hadn't happened in so long, over 40 years, 1967. And you know, when you're dealing with a Triple Crown towards the end of the year, there's a lot of pressure. People are talking about it every single day, and he finally won it. Even though his numbers, if you put those over the last, go over the last 40 years, Triple Crown winners usually, well, not Triple Crown winners because there's only been one since the last 67 years, but his numbers, if you take his batting average, his home runs, and his RBIs, wouldn't have won a Triple Crown over the last 40 years, I think, something like that. Still, it's amazing to be able to win the Triple Crown, all the pressure that comes with that. To win those three categories is huge. And the second thing that I think really put over the edge is that he played almost every single game during the season, and that consistency thing, I think writers love that. And you know, even though Trout probably would have played every game if they let him, he didn't, and I think that hurt him in the end. So, kind of a crappy answer by me, I guess, saying that I think it was a coin flip and either guy should have won. All I'll say is I think it's perfectly fine that Cabrera won. I'm not upset. If Trout had won, I would have said the same thing. I would not have been upset. They both deserve to win. I don't think you can say either way that this guy definitely didn't deserve to win or this guy definitely didn't deserve to win. I think they both deserve to win, and unfortunately you can only have one winner. So that's what I got. I more want to hear your opinion on when you guys, just be nice to me, don't yell at me too much. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. See ya.